Hello and welcome, everybody. This is, of course, Deviant the Renegades, Children of the Plague. I am, as always, your storyteller, Wyverian, joined by...
Hi, I am Charistoph playing Rick Maybank tonight.
I'm Livespark playing Andre.
I'm Pooter playing Alice.
I'm Vess playing Blackwell.
And I'm Gandhi playing Adrian still.
Alright, so, the last time we left off, Alice, Rick, and Adrian were getting ready to get into a fist fight with some guys that popped out of a black SUV wielding assault rifles and a telekinetic agent. Andre had just gotten back from a small little podunk town in the middle of Indiana and realized that they were getting ready to get psychically tortured and all manner of nasty things, but had not stepped in to help yet or been really... it's just kind of waiting on the other side of the building for everything to go down right now. Where we last left Blackwell, however, was deep inside forgotten memories. Kind of an oxymoron there, but that is the way of things sometimes. Let's go ahead and pick back up with that. Where we last left off, correct me if I'm wrong, where Blackwell was staring down Dr. Hammond with his hand in his pocket.
Yep.
Weren't entirely sure what he was going to do, and I believe, weren't you reaching out to him again in an attempt to clear some of that brain space of his?
Yeah, I was making an attempt.
Why don't you go ahead and give me that roll for that attempt?
Alright. Let's see. Oh, there it is. 3 successes.
Ooh, all right. So, what form of that ability were you using? The first level or the second dot?
The second for the memory of the scene.
All right. As you reach out and touch him, his hand doesn't leave his pocket. His hand's still firmly centered in his pocket. However, you do see a glaze come over his eyes as he very clearly forgets what's going on. However, the snarling man-beast beside you is going to give it a shot here, so to speak. What is your defense again?
Blackwell's is 8.
8. Whew. Okay. That is a chance die if I've ever heard of one. Nope, nothing. This thing snarls and lunges. You're able to kind of deftly move to the side as it kind of flies in between the two of you. There's not a lot of space in this hallway, so it just kind of slams its body into the other wall and, adjusts itself, still kind of snarling. Hammond's blinking, looking around very confused. What's going on? Why is the feral out of its cage? Why are you out of your cell?
Sir, I believe we're still in my cell, but it may be best to leave right now.
And then you see his other hand go into his other, not into his pocket, but underneath of his coat, and he pulls out a walkie, and he goes, "Security detail, we need a couple of, armed men in here. One of the ferals is out." And he's pausing a lot in his sentences as he can't seem to get his mind straight. At this point, if you could make me a resolve composure check.
Alrighty, resolve composure. And is this for resisting mental influence? Or is something that Indomitable would apply to?
No, this... I don't... based off of just the meaning of the word indomitable, no, this would not be that. Is it mental influence? Yes and no, but I don't think it fits into the context of what indomitable is meant to cover.
Right. 0 successes.
Okay. So, a couple of things happen here. Your vision starts to gray a little bit, and it turns into what you know as white static. You know, from the television screen. You hear the voice of the individual in your head. Blackwell, you still there?
Is Blackwell able to speak back in this state?
Yeah. Your thoughts are still your own.
Alright. Yes, somewhat. The channel seems to be a bit out of tune.
About that, there's something else in here. Another something foreign. I'm attempting to reroute and bypass. Further details will be given once I have them. I don't know exactly what I'm dealing with here. Just letting you know that I'm aware of what's going on right now as well.
Oh, well, alrighty then. I leave myself in your capable hands.
It doesn't last all that long. This kind of static. Your vision comes to again, but this time, instead of static, you're seeing black tendrils at the edges of your vision, and you hear what is essentially an incessant whispering in the back of, at the very back of your hearing. You can't make out anything, and it's just incessant whispering. By the time you've come to, though, you see 3 armored and armed individuals with what look to be essentially long-range electric tasers, you know, zapping this man-beast being backwards towards where you assume they got them from. Hammond looks back over at you and looks over at the other doctor whose name is just escaping me for the moment. One moment. Teresa. It looks, so is it just me, or does nobody else remember why we're here?
Can't say I particularly do.
Teresa kind of pauses for a moment and looks directly at you. Blackwell. Why don't you follow me? She kind of
Sure thing.
turns on her heels and begins to lead you through the facility, assuming that you follow.
Yeah, I'm sure. Anything to be out of the cell. Blackwell will follow.
Hammond kind of follows as if, not as if he's actually part of this, whatever Teresa's asking you to follow, just more out of a level of confusion of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm just following these people so I have something to do. Given that vibe, he's still very bewildered and confused. Teresa, it's kind of making very idle small talk. As she eventually gets to a door, punches in a sequence of keys, and the doors open up into... It's an examination room. Less so an examination room of... It's not like a hospital cot or something. It's more like a chair in there. Very sparsely decorated. There's a computer on a desk. She gestures over at the chair. If you would please have a seat here.
Of course.
So, we don't say this enough. As you kind of take a seat, she goes over to the computer and types in what appears to be a login credentials. We don't say this enough, but we do want to thank you for your donation.
My donation.
The higher-ups of the organization have told us to use the term donation. They feel like that... I don't necessarily agree with it, but your volunteer work here, so to speak.
So to speak.
Well, I say so to speak because it's one of those weird situations. You volunteered for the program, you volunteered your body, mind, and literally entire being for this program. There are so very few words in the English language that suffice. It's... I don't know exactly why you volunteered for it, but at the end of the day, I'm sure you did it for humanity's sake. She gives you what, for all you can tell, is an actual warm smile.
Would that I knew. I'm sure I did it for humanity's sake too.
She reaches into the drawers of this desk and she pulls out what is essentially a metal cap with little connector bits onto it. She goes, if you don't mind, can I hook you up to this machine once again? I don't know if you remember this machine, she says as she kind of handles, moves it between her fingers, kind of spinning it almost.
Don't remember much anymore. Afraid, but I'll take your word.
She begins to hook this up into a couple of different cables that she now stretches across the floor from the computer. It's just going to be a standard brain scan. Speaking of the memory issues, she produces a locket from her pocket. I hate the fact that that rhymed. She's just holding it in her hand at this time as she goes back over to the computer and starts typing in things. Yeah, the memory loss, unfortunately, is tied to the way we, manipulated the DNA strands. Unfortunately, our knowledge of this particular strand is minuscule at best. As she kind of begins to type in stuff. I mean, to be fair, our knowledge on prions are a bit limited to begin with. It was an ambitious project to even work on the prion variant of this horrible illness that's going on. She finishes typing in whatever she was typing, and she goes, okay. So, and the printer next to the computer begins to print out stuff as you feel a slight electrical charge. Just enough to make the hairs on Blackwell's arms stand. Not enough to be anywhere near painful or anything like that. It's at this moment that the tendrils grow larger in Blackwell's vision, and the incessant whispering in the back of your hearing grow louder. There are words in a language you don't understand. Yeah, you can understand that they're words. They have consonants, they have vowels. But it's not any language you've ever heard or could even place. It's grown to the point where it's irritating. Teresa walks back over, opens the locket, and goes, "What can you tell me about it? About this person?" The whispering subsides for a moment. And you just hear something in English. Something you can actually understand. enemy. And we're going to cut back to the rest of the cohort. So, Andre, you had just sent that message to Alice, correct? Or was it to everybody?
Alice.
Okay. So, Alice, you just received that message.
That was, remind me again?
A
Something about running?
about the other guy. Yeah, the other guy who doesn't have a gun. That he won't kill you, but he will push you to your very limits of what you can survive.
I just really want to know if you relay that before I switch to the incoming incident.
Yeah, she will relay that the unarmed guy is probably the most dangerous.
And now we'll get back to the real last incident. The individual that pulled up in the jalopy and started walking towards you from behind. This individual is covered in pox, oozing pustulent masses and tumors all over his body. Any sane person would be strapped to a hospital bed in this condition. He's moving slowly, but not as if it's impeding him in any way. Well. It looks like you finally caught up to him. Took you guys long enough.
Sorry, who's that to?
He's saying that to the three. You're off on the alley beside them, or the street beside them.
Sorry, Poxman is talking to us or
Yes.
to the other cargo? Okay.
To you. Well, he's talking to the general group. Oh my. He kind of eyes Adrian up and down. That is an interesting mutation.
Adrian's got his back to him. He's focusing on the other people. He doesn't care. He's probably not even aware there's somebody behind him.
I mean, he would be aware this guy's speaking loud enough to be heard, like...
Not a concern.
If I would
In
have...
essence, I'm simply letting you do your exposition before I chuck a gas can at someone.
You're in your wolf form. You're gonna bite somebody.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna chuck the gas can as a distraction while I run up to them.
The other individuals, their rifles don't lower, but Sigma speaks. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry, I'm not aware of how to address you. I'm aware of your existence. So, go ahead and give me that. It would be dexterity plus athletics to chuck something.
I believe so.
Unless you're actively using it as a weapon, then it would be dexterity weaponry.
I mean, it's probably just dex athletics. I'm just gonna generally chuck it at anyone as I run forward.
Yep, then dex athletics in this case.
You want any penalties?
No, you're not really trying to hit anybody with it, so
Okay.
doesn't make sense to give you negatives. Okay. That's an exceptional success.
Nice.
So, you know what? Instead of just chucking it at somebody, you legitimately hit Sigma in the face. You're not going to deal a lot of damage. It's a gas canister, but let's say 3 points of bashing damage. As literally Sigma grabs onto his face after the gas thing bounces off of it, and he kind of falls back into the driver's seat, being taken off of his feet.
Well, without further ado, I'm going forward, and if anybody pulls the trigger, they're losing their head.
All of them are going to pull their trigger on you.
Ah, excellent.
So, you don't get your defense here.
I do get my defense because of my variation.
What's your variation?
Hold on, what's it actually called? Predator's Cunning. Well, at magnitude 3, you get to choose one, but I'm at magnitude 4. So Uncanny, the remade applies her defense, including dodge against firearms attacks, anticipating these with Uncanny Instinct. In addition, multiple attacks against her during the same turn do not reduce her defense.
Okay.
And I can also, possibly, as a reflexive action, as part of the same variation, find and benefit from concealment that levies a penalty to ranged attacks no greater than half my scar power rounded up.
So what's your defense?
6.
All right. This is going to be fun. Because these guys are going to do a specific maneuver here, and I have to roll 3 times here. Because they are lighting you up. I think is the correct military word.
Here's, I'll start rolling the new character, don't worry. I've got a few ideas.
Let's go. So, I don't know if it's gonna roll. I told it to.
Nothing's coming up.
There
There
we
it
go.
goes.
Whoa, that took forever. I don't know why it's taking so long.
What's okay?
I had a modifier of +4. Great. I think I'm dead if those are just gunshots, because that's what 4, 6. So what, 14 lethal damage?
No, you're not dead. There's a reason for this.
Yeah? Do the math.
Franks.
All right, I'll stop interrupting you.
So that's 14. I'm not. That is 14 lethal. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These guys full auto their assault rifles at you. Not a single bullet hits you. However, there is a loud screech of pain as your manticore dives in front of you.
Well, he's dead.
He's not full ag. However,
I would have been.
However, he is back, belly up, legs, twitching in the air and absolutely screeching. The trying to use his tail to right himself, but you can see numerous cracks in his exoskeleton.
Anybody a bug doctor?
In this time frame, having seen Adrian charge, what would Alice and Rick want to do?
Well, I'm going to activate Monstrous Transformation because that can give us cover. And it can give me an opportunity to just run away with Alice on my back.
Well, Alice is activating her newfound lash.
Okay.
So, whenever you activate your monstrous transformation, you split into duplicates, correct?
Yep. Turn into a squid lizard thing and split up into, I think, like, yeah, 3 more of me pops out.
This alley becomes very, very crowded very quickly.
They're not that useful, but they can provide cover because they're size 7.
Yeah, this alley is very, very heavily crowded. Also,
So I do need to roll for that, I think.
Also, Andre, obviously you would hear the gunfire. There's no mistake in full automatic assault rifle fire.
I'm very quickly walking in the other direction.
Leaving the area?
Yeah.
All right.
40, 30, 30.
So, your roll hasn't come through on my end yet, if you've rolled it.
It hasn't come through on my end yet either.
Okay, so it just seems like this is an issue with Roll20 right now.
Roll20 being slow. Let me try activating my lash, because that's a roll. Just to, get it up. 3 successes, it is now activated.
Excellent.
It's quick, so it doesn't take up my turn.
Rolls lash negative 120.
No, that's just a reference, so I know what page it's on.
It's weird that yours still hasn't come through.
Maybe try refreshing a page.
Yeah, try refreshing the page and re-rolling. Okay, so you activate your lash, and what are you doing with your lash?
Let me think here. Well, to start, since it's linked with missing limb, as she activates it, her right hand starts to glow and then starts disappearing, almost becoming ephemeral. And then she's going to kind of just fling, and a bit of energy comes out, and she's going to attack, I guess, one of the rifle guys.
Okay.
It's a ranged lash as well.
I would assume.
Well, yes.
Also, I feel like, I know it's not rules as written. You're gonna also need to give me a resolve plus composure here.
Me? Okay. What am I?
It's not every day that your hand literally disappears off your body. I feel like that's a little traumatizing.
Yeah. That's fine. Let's roll that. 1 success.
I mean,
weirder things.
You're still going to be able to act, but I feel like there's still got to be some reaction.
Yeah. Kind of an instinct that she used it, and now it's like, oh crap, where did my arm go?
Arm or hand?
Arm. Like it's just.
Okay, you said hand at first.
Did I?
Yeah, you said
I said it started at the hand, didn't I?
You said the hand glows and then disappears. You never mentioned the arm.
Either way.
I would have given you a penalty for your arm.
Oh.
But it's over with now.
Okay. All right, okay, so it's that lash.
So, Rick transforms and fills the alley with copies. 3 size 7 copies.
Yep. Including me, so that's 4 size 7 entities in this alleyway.
A lot. So...
And that's your turn, correct, Rick?
Yep.
I felt like that one probably took a little longer than the lash. So, go ahead and give me the attack roll for your lash.
Alrighty. Defense does apply.
Defense does apply? Okay, I was getting ready to ask that.
Armor does not.
Defense is 5.
Minus 5. Oh, no successes.
All right.
You didn't roll anything.
I didn't?
No.
But that's why. I didn't have it on attack. Sorry, let me try that one more time. Dummy. 6 aggravated damage.
Oh my. 6 ag.
So as the beam hits, it starts deleting things that it touches.
The one guy that you're hitting, which is going to be one of the guys over the backside of the vehicle. So one of the ones that was using the vehicle as a brace for their rifle.
Hmm.
He no longer has arms. And he's shrieking. Now, how does the damage of that actually work? The reason I ask is I'm wondering if it's a bloody mess or if it's just like he didn't have arms or if it's smoldering cauterized type deal.
Oh, it's like, how do I explain it? It's as if it was just a clean cut, but just perfectly smooth. But, blood would still squirt out of it.
Okay, so it's an absolute gore fest being sprayed. Okay, got it.
Yes.
As this guy shrieks, taking 6 aggravated damage in a single attack. Yeah, he's out of the fight, realistically. You hear clapping from behind you guys. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Show me more. Show me more. I think we've come back full circle to Adrian.
Mm-hmm. You said, so there's 2 riflemen left, one being the touchstone?
Yep, and that's the one that is not on the other side of the vehicle. That's the closest one to you.
Okay, well, he's getting saved for last, so I don't think going around the vehicle's really going to impede me too much.
You're going to have to literally leap over the top of the vehicle because they do have the alley blocked in. Or I guess you could go through because the back doors are open, so I guess you could dive through the back seat of the vehicle.
Well, alright. I don't think I'll actually one-shot him, so I'll just hit the touchstone in front of me. I doubt I doubt I'll one-shot it because I don't have a weapon modifier of 5 ag. So yeah, I will be rolling strength brawl here to bite.
Good old devastating.
5 defense.
A firm.
However, this guy does get his armor, I'm assuming.
I have AP arm piercing of 1, but
Okay, that's enough to take care of his general armor.
okay. Alright, so strength brawl -5 plus specialty plus scar power rounded up. So that's a -2. I'd like to actually succeed for once, so I'm going to willpower to make it a +1. Okay, that's 2 ag damage, and he takes the severe poison tilt.
So he'll constantly be getting, I believe severe is...
Lethal damage every turn,
Yeah.
unless he makes a reflexive stamina something roll.
Let's just go ahead and get that roll out of the way.
And because I did 2 ag, I get to heal my 2 lethal. Very good.
So,
I am now no longer in immediate danger of being shot to death.
you are getting shot this turn.
Well, I still get my defense, so they can cope.
Roll stamina plus resolve.
And if he intends to act, it's at -3.
Well, let's just go ahead. Oh, no, I do not want to roll firearms in with that. All right. Well, now that you've closed the distance, because you're actually legitimately biting him at close range, correct?
Yes, I have a melee lash. I don't get to cheat by attacking from behind the alley.
He's gonna drop his rifle. And here we go. What is your defense?
6.
All right. 1 dice, here we go.
Hoorah.
Don't say that.
Look at that.
He pulls out a, your standard military issue combat knife, and as you bite into him, he jabs it into your upper chest and stabs you. So that's going to be 2 lethal damage. Unless you...
It's not gonna be enough, buddy.
Whisper that in his face.
Rick?
So all the shadow self monsters start going to harass the gunmen, and as they pass by each other and intermingle, biomass kind of moves back and forth between them. They sort of melt and fall apart from each other, and Rick is going to move in there with them and try and grapple one of the gunmen.
The only one that's still standing. Got it. Go ahead and give me the grapple roll -5 to establish the
Okay.
grapple.
And that's athletics or brawl.
That's brawl.
And I'll use a point of willpower on this. Four successes.
You get that grapple on this gunman. Now, with that grapple established, I am going to make an action here. Hold on. That action. You know what? Actually, I'll let Alice go before I do this.
Oh. Let's see. So one guy's out of the fight, another guy's being gnawed on. How many gunmen were there?
There were 3. One's being gnawed on, one you cut off the arms of, and the other one's being grappled.
So those are not good targets for a range slash.
Maybe not?
Okay. In that case, where
Zombie
is...
man behind you?
Oh yeah, I was thinking... Alice's 2 targets, she's thinking of either Zombie Man or the guy without a gun. Where is he? Is he hiding?
No, he got knocked back into the driver's seat. He's getting back up now.
Okay. She probably can't really see him very well, though. So she's going to turn and point, but not fire, at the zombie man. And basically, like, since she can't say anything, but just a warning, you stay back.
You see this absolutely bemused look on his face.
Ooh, I know. I will activate, which one is it? Telepathy, so I can read his surface thoughts. I want to see what his deal is.
Oh.
Yeah. 2 successes.
Make me a resolve composure roll at -5.
Oh my, just a straight chance die. I'm just gonna roll a chance die. That's a no success. Ah, so close! Rolled a 9.
See, Rick knows what this guy's deal is, but he's not Rick right now.
Yeah.
Your vision becomes nothing but a mass of black tentacles. You hear a voice you hear a cacophony of voices screaming loudly in your head. You hear that thing's voice going, "No, no, no," and then it is drowned completely out.
Why?
The guy tilts, the pox-ridden man tilts his head and he goes, "Well, interesting. Didn't know there was that much of a connection. These humans actually knew what the hell they were doing. I had so little faith in them. They did excellent work."
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Deviant the Renegades, Children of the Plague, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, is there forgiveness for the murder that birthed you?